In filmmaking, it is a common belief that a great scene is done on set. I, however, believe that a great scene is truly made in the edit.
The next award is for film editing.
And such an important one.
Because you can write and film a great scene.
289J, take 8.
But if the editing is terrible, the scene is never going to be able to rise above that.
Really terrible. Really terrible.
So in this video, I want to talk about what the most common editing mistakes are that will ruin your scenes. I've put together an intentionally bad beginner level edit of a scene.
It's garbage.
And this scene is filled with these mistakes that I see beginner editors and beginner filmmakers make again and again. So we're going to go through these mistakes and I'm going to show you how you can easily fix them so that you can take your scenes that may not be working and really elevate them the way a professional editor would. So let's jump into it right now.
So you want a refund? Oh, you don't want it? Oh, okay, you're the boss. Pack it up, boys.
Huh?
He doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it,
That's what he said.
but it's already off the truck.
Well, then put it back on, genius.
But it's Friday up.
I know.
We'll have to go all the way back to the warehouse.
And pick our traffic.
I know.
It's the semis, Ivan. We'll miss kickoff.
Listen, if the man doesn't want it, he doesn't have to take it.
You sure you don't want this, Chief?
So that is our scene. It's not horrendous, but it certainly isn't working. If this were a scene in a short film, it would immediately feel amateur. So the first mistake is bad audio. And you can hear this very glaringly at the beginning. Take a listen.
Oh, you don't want it?
There's like a lot of mic ruffling from the actor's mic, and it just creates this really unpleasant texture in the audio. So if you're in this situation where you just have bad audio baked into the footage, the most common way to fix it is to try to find an alternate audio take that sounds a lot cleaner. So let's open up the other audio angle.
Oh, you don't want it?
Boom. That immediately sounds a lot better than this.
Oh, you don't want it?
So we're gonna take this audio and let's place it in.
Oh, you don't want it?
So there we go. Pretty quickly, we took that bad audio and made it a lot better just by using the audio from an alternate take. Now, the next editing killer is lack of establishing. And that means not knowing where we are or what's going on at the beginning of the scene. Here, the scene starts on this shot here. It's a very obscure shot. We don't know where we are at all. I mean, it could be somebody's house, it could be a rest home, we don't know. Later on in the scene, we see this very clear shot here where clearly we're outside of somebody's house. And not only do we know where we are, we also know what's going on. We have these movers that are trying to move something to this house. So immediately, this one shot is significantly clearer than this shot here. So might as well start the scene with the clearer shot. You never want the audience to be playing catch up unless that's by design.
So you want a refund? Oh, you don't want it?
All right, the next problem that this scene has is jumpy action. And that's when the action in two shots doesn't quite cut together smoothly. So let's take a look at this moment here.
Oh, okay, you're the boss. Pack it up, boys.
That, to me at least, feels jarring because if we look at this guy's position, he's turning around and we see he's near the door. And then we cut to this next shot and he's way far away from the door. So there's a bit of a leap between those two shots that to me doesn't cut together super smoothly. So I would actually extend the beginning of this next shot to match up perfectly.
Oh, okay, you're the boss. Pack it up, boys.
It's slight, but it just makes that moment feel a little smoother. All right, now the next problem I want to talk about is dead space or dead air. Let's take a look at this moment here.
Huh?
He doesn't want it.
Right there. When the guy looked down and looked back up, it takes a long time for him to say he doesn't want it. And it's one thing if an actor is taking his time to deliver a line and they're really in the moment and they're present and it's interesting. That's one thing. That's totally fine to linger. But in this case, he's not doing anything particularly interesting. It's not even clear what he's doing. He's kind of looking down. Is he looking down at his clipboard? I don't know. It just feels awkward to me. That is an example of what I call dead space. So I would just trim that right out.
Huh? He doesn't want it.
All right, the next problem that this scene has is cutting at the line of dialogue. So the way this scene is cut right now, someone delivers their line, then we cut to the next person and they deliver their line. So let's take a look here.
He doesn't want it,
That's what he said.
but it's already off the truck.
Well, then put it back on, genius.
But it's Friday up.
I know.
We'll have to go all the way back to the warehouse.
And pick our traffic.
I know.
That isn't the most organic way to edit a scene.
So if you really want to make a scene flow and feel natural, you should introduce what's called split edits, also known as L or J cuts. So let me show you one example right here.
But it's already off the truck.
Well, then put it back on, genius.
You're on him for his line of dialogue, then you're on him for his.
If we want to do a split edit, it means we want to extend
One of these shots into the other so that while someone is talking, you start to see the other person reacting. So let me do that here.
So I just did the split edit here. So let's zoom into the timeline to see what that looks like.
I've extended this shot over this person's line of dialogue. So they just kind of overlap a little bit, and it's a subtle thing, but it just helps the edit and the conversation feel more natural, because if you just cut from dialogue to dialogue, it just feels a little bit stale. So let's look at what that feels like here.
But it's already off the truck.
Well, then put it back on, genius.
But it's Friday up.
I know.
We'll have to go all the way back to the warehouse.
And pick our traffic.
I know.
It's the semis, Ivan. We'll miss kickoff.
Listen, if the man doesn't want it, he doesn't have to take it.
So the next big issue with this scene is the issue of inactive characters. And what I mean by that is when there's a character who doesn't have much to do in the scene and they seem to be forgotten. The character I'm talking about is our man here, the guy who lives inside the house. Right now we see him at the beginning of the scene and then we see him at the end of the scene. But throughout this entire middle, it's just these three guys. You completely forget about him. Characters are in a scene for a reason. They each serve a purpose. So every character needs to be active. So even though this guy doesn't have any lines throughout the scene, we can have him reacting to what's going on so we can kind of get a window into how he's feeling. So let's play through the scene and find a good spot to include one or two of his reactions.
Huh? He doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it.
That's what he said.
So he doesn't want it, that's what he said. That seems like a natural moment for the guy to react because it's immediately implicating him. These people are talking about him. I want to see how he's reacting. So let's play it with that reaction in place.
Huh? He doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it.
That's what he said.
But it's already off the truck.
Well, then put it back on, genius.
It's just a little something to make him a bit more part of the scene. So the next issue we encounter in this scene is continuity error. If you take a look at this shot here, we see this guy has a hat on, but the next time we see him, he doesn't have a hat. It's something that's easy to overlook and not every viewer might catch it, but it's always best to avoid these continuity errors if we can. So the simple way to solve that is we just make sure that we see the guy taking off his hat.
You sure you don't want it, Chief?
Here, however, I do think we're on this shot for too long and it kind of slows the pace down. So in order to combat that, I'm going to split it in half. And for this first half where he takes off his hat, I'm going to try to find another take from a different camera angle.
You sure you don't want it, Chief?
It just makes the pace not feel so slow. Now, similar to the point of having an inactive character, the other problem that's in this scene is that this scene ends without getting the point of view of each character. By the time the scene ends, we don't know how each character feels about what has just transpired in the scene. And the reason we don't is because we don't have a final reaction shot from the boss man, this guy. Let's look at how the scene currently ends.
You sure you don't want it, Chief?
So we know how he feels in the scene. He's kind of like, you know what? I don't want it. I'm done. These guys react clearly disappointed, but we don't get the reaction from the boss. As a result, the ending feels just a little bit abrupt. It doesn't feel like there's quite the finality we want from it. So here's the ending with that reaction shot added in.
You sure you don't want it, Chief?
It's simple, you don't need anything big, but just seeing the character react gives the scene a bit of a period at the end. All right, so we're almost there. The final big problem I want to talk about is the issue of fat in this scene. Whenever you're editing a scene, you want it to be as short as possible without losing story or emotional impact. And the first way you trim out fat is by making sure you enter the scene as late as possible and you leave it as early as possible. So let's take a look at how we enter the scene and see if there's any way to come in later.
So you want a refund? Oh, you don't want it? Oh, okay, you're the boss.
So here the way the scene begins is the guy says, do you want a refund? And he shakes his head no. And he goes, oh, you don't want it. So the refund is irrelevant because the guy's not looking for a refund. He just doesn't want the thing. So here I think we can come in, instead of having the first line, do you want a refund? We can just have the first line be, oh, you don't want it. Let's see what that feels like.
Oh, you don't want it? Oh, okay, you're the boss.
So that, to me, you don't lose story at all. You don't want it? No. Okay, you're the boss. It's clear, it's efficient, you move forward. You don't need the whole refund thing. Now let's go through the scene and just see if there are any redundant beats that we can pull out.
Well, then put it back on, genius.
But it's Friday up.
I know.
We'll have to go all the way back to the warehouse.
And pick our traffic.
I know.
It's the semis, Ivan. We'll miss kickoff.
Listen, if the man doesn't want it, he doesn't have to take it.
So the guy says, I know, twice. That feels repetitive, so maybe we can clip out one of them.
But it's already off the truck.
Well, then put it back on, genius.
We'll have to go all the way back to the warehouse.
And pick our traffic.
I know.
It's the semis, Ivan. We'll miss kickoff.
Listen, if the man doesn't want it, he doesn't have to take it.
So those are the main fixes of the scene. Now, if you want to go a little bit above and beyond, what you can do is add some general like ambient tone just to kind of smoothen everything out. So I'm going to find some kind of like exterior natural sounds just to make all of the audio kind of blend in together seamlessly. All right, so here I added this general outdoor ambient track to kind of make everything come together. And then I've also added this little music cue at the end here to kind of sync up with their disappointment once he says he doesn't want it. All right, so now let's play back the whole scene in its full glory.
Oh, you don't want it? Oh, okay, you're the boss. Pack it up, boys.
Huh?
He doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it.
That's what he said.
But it's already off the truck.
Well, then put it back on, genius.
We'll have to go all the way back to the warehouse.
And pick our traffic.
I know.
It's the semis, Ivan. We'll miss kickoff.
Listen, if the man doesn't want it, he doesn't have to take it.
You sure you don't want it, Chief?
So there you go. That is how you take a scene that feels amateur and pretty simply and pretty quickly elevate it to make it feel polished and professional. If you apply these techniques to any scene you work on, I guarantee your scenes are going to feel a lot stronger and you're going to be able to tell much better stories. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to comment down below what was particularly helpful. If there's anything that's unclear, please let me know and I'll get right back to you. And at the end of this video, I talked a little bit about trimming the fat out of a scene. If you're interested in digging into the nitty-gritty of how really you do that, I did an entire video dedicated to that process. So I'm going to link it here and feel free to check it out. But as always, Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.